All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Gina Wright. I am one of the admission counselors here that will be presenting this evening. I am joined tonight by several other wonderful representatives. So before we get started, why don't we all go around the room and say who we are and what school we're representing. So Fernando, do you want to go first?
Yeah, thanks, Gina. I'll introduce myself first. My name is Fernando Martinez, and I am from Washington State University.
Thanks, Fernando. Ashley?
Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley Alejandre, and I am from UC Merced.
Thank you. Mark?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mark Strong, and I'm representing California State University, East Bay in the Bay Area.
Awesome. And then any other reps that are here this evening that want to introduce themselves? I know we were waiting on two. All right, well then I will round it out. My name is Gina Wright and I am with Seton Hall University. So we are going to kick off our presentations and Fernando is going to get us started. So Fernando, I will pass the floor over to you.
Great, thanks, Gina. Hello, everyone. So I have a few slides here for everyone. So let me go ahead and share my screen and then I'll get those pulled up and get them going. Can everyone see my screen okay?
We can.
Okay, great. Let me just go into present mode. Okay, here we go. So Washington State University, we are located in Pullman, Washington. We are on the east side of the state. We're about 5 hours east of Seattle and about an hour and a half from Spokane, Washington. We're also about 7 miles from Idaho. So that's a little information about Washington State University. We're also Washington's land grant institution. And we are also a 4-year public school. So that's a little bit about our background. I also wanted to include my information down below. So if you have any questions and want to follow up with me, my email is f.martinez@wsu.edu. And then I think we're having a Q&A later, so I'm happy to answer questions there too. So Washington State University, here we go. So we have a population in Pullman of about 34,000 people. The WSU student population is about 20,000 students. So as you can see, we're a very college town. If you are looking for a traditional college experience, kind of like you see in Hollywood, that's us. About 2/3 of the entire population in Pullman is represented by students. And we have over 200 majors in fields of study that you can study at WSU. Let's see, we're a tier 1 research university. We're also in the Pac-12. So if you enjoy football and some other sports, we're very competitive in sports. So we compete with other schools like Berkeley and USC and University of Colorado Boulder. So we're very competitive with that. And our students like to be very involved. We have over 60 culturally based clubs, over 70 fraternities and sororities. 1 out of every 4 students at WSU is in a fraternity or sorority. So our students are very much involved on campus, as well as with academics. We have 6 colleges. We have engineering and architecture. We have arts and sciences, education, et cetera, et cetera. We have 6 of those, and we have 1 honors college as well. Our application is open now to apply. It opened on August 15th. And we have rolling admissions. So what that means is if you apply, let's say tomorrow, we should get back to you within 3 weeks with an admissions decision to you. On average, we have students that come into our college, we have a 3.4 GPA from high school. And then also, if you do have a 3.4 GPA or higher, you automatically qualify for the WUE, W-U-E. So that's the Western Undergraduate Exchange Program. So you automatically get $11,000 per year. And we have a 75% admissions rate. So that's a little bit about our college. I'll pass it back to Gina.
Thank you, Fernando. Wonderful. So I too am going to share my screen with y'all and tell you a little bit about Seton Hall University. So Seton Hall is located in the quaint town of South Orange, New Jersey, just 14 miles west of New York City. We are a Catholic institution, and we like to say that we have been developing students in the mind, heart, and spirit since 1856. Our average class size is 21, and something that you'll find at Seton Hall is that we really value mentorship and close relationship with faculty members. So the max class typically that a student will have is about 35, and you'll only have about 2 lecture halls classes the entire time you're at Seton Hall University, which makes for really nice mentorship opportunities with your faculty members. Additionally, professors are always teaching our classes. We do not have graduate assistants teaching classes, which is nice because you're learning from the best. We have 9 colleges at the institution. They're listed on the right side of this slide. And one big reason why students tend to find us on the West Coast is for our dual degree opportunities. So we offer over 32 dual degree program opportunities, which are a way for you to apply as a freshman to both an undergraduate program and a professional degree program, whether that be at the master's level or the doctorate level, with guaranteed admission most of the time. We do have a Join MD program. It is not guaranteed admission, but you do have a guaranteed interview as well as some other perks. If you have questions about that, I'm happy to chat with you about it. But some other popular programs include our dual MBA program. We have several dual law pathways, a wonderful dual communications program, a strong 5-year master's program in education with special education, and the list goes on from there. And I also always like to mention that we do have direct entry nursing. That is a 4-year BSN, but it's not impacted. The NCLEX pass rate is 97%, and our students often have job opportunities before they leave our doors. So those are just a few of my favorite programs. We are ranked number 4 in the nation for internship offerings. So a lot of our students have 3 to 5 by the time they graduate. A big piece of this is because we are located right next to New York City. So high caliber opportunities for our students, easy access by train. The train to Madison Square Garden is just 10 minutes down the street, and you are in Madison Square Garden in 35 minutes. So our students are actually in the top 25 for highest paid grads, and our students' mid-career earnings are about 50% higher than the national average. Our students also like to have a lot of fun. So we definitely have a lot going on campus from the moment you get there as a freshman. We have our first 56 days campaign where we throw constant activity for our freshman students, making sure that they feel welcome and that they're having a good time. There are over 150 clubs and organizations to be a part of. We have about 50% of our students participating in club and intramural sports, and about 25 to 30% of our students participate in Greek life. So definitely lots to do. And we always have a recording artist come to campus each year. Last year, Jason Derulo actually gave our students a private concert over Zoom to kind of fill that gap since we were in COVID times. But certainly you'll look forward to that. Carnivals, fairs. We also have career fairs that come to campus to make sure that you're connecting with employers and you don't have to go into the city or in the surrounding area to do that. So a couple of updates there on the left side of the slide. If you're interested in health sciences, we do have a very high-tech building where all of our nursing, medical, and School of Health and Medical Sciences students study side by side. It's very collaborative. We have actors to come and work with them, high-tech AI, several surgery rooms, and then all of us, our students will go out and do several internships, clinicals in hospital settings around the state. These are our deadlines. I often recommend applying by early action too, so you can move on to those special scholarships. You'll see that deadline, January 15th, falls before regular decision 1. If you have questions, you're welcome to take down my email address or snap that QR code and stay in touch with us that way. And with that, I will stop sharing my screen and pass things on to Ashley from UC Merced.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to share my screen as well. Give me 1 second. All right, so a quick overview of UC Merced. We are the newest and youngest UC from the UC system. So there is 9 undergraduate campuses and we are the newest one. We opened up our campus in 2005, so we are only 16 years old. So some of you may be about the same age or even older than UC Merced. We are located in the Central Valley up north, about 4 hours away from the Walnut area. So not too far, good distance to get away from home. And given that we are the youngest in US, we are also the smallest in student population. So we have about 9,000 total students on campus. So we really do offer that intimate private school atmosphere in a public university. And so you get to really connect with your professors on a one-to-one basis, We also have a 21-to-1 student to professor ratio, and also over 60% of our students do engage in research at UC Merced. We are one of the UCs with the highest percentage of students attaining research during their undergraduate years. And we also have the highest percentage of first generation students in the UC system. So 73% of our students are the first in their family to go to college. Of course, we also have a lot of things for you to get involved with, over 200 clubs and organizations, including Greek Life. And we host over 700 events throughout the school year. So if you've heard of Coachella out in the desert during the springtime, that big expensive music festival, well, we have Coachella. So we have our own version of that. We bring out performers, artists, DJs. We have our own music festival on campus, free for our students to attend. So there's a lot of sort of events like that going on throughout the school year. We also have 3 schools within the university. So we have our School of Engineering, our School of Natural Sciences, and our School of Social Sciences, Humanities, and Arts. None of our majors are impacted at UC Merced, so you're easily able to get all the courses that you need to graduate within the 4 years. You're also easily able to switch majors. If you come in as one major, or if you come in as undeclared and you want to change your major, you're more than welcome to, as long as you declare a major by the end of your sophomore year. And all of these majors are available for first year and transfer students. So we recently finished this 4-year project that we started in 2016 called the 2020 Project. Which doubled the size of our campus. So everything that you see here on the right side of this picture is brand new. With this project, we added more teaching, research, housing, and student support facilities. So we have more residence halls. We added about 1,700 beds. There's also student life facilities and so on. So yeah, everything on the right side is part of the growth of UC Merced, and we own the land around, so we're just going to continue to grow over the years. I'm sure we'll start a new project soon as well. Because of that growth that you saw on the last slide, UC Merced does have a 87% acceptance rate, which is pretty high, especially compared to any other UC, but that is because we have a lot more space to bring in a lot more students. So this year we have about 9,000, but realistically we can hold about 10,000 students on campus, but we want to gradually start bringing as many students as we can. So the minimum requirements to apply is, of course, meeting your A through G requirements and a minimum 3.0, and that goes for all the UCs. Just know that the 3.0 is only calculated from your 10th and your 11th grade year. So those are the only 2 years we take your GPA from. Of course, your 9th and 12th are really important, making sure you do meet those A through G requirements, but your GPA is only from those 2 years. Some updates to our admissions policy. So big update is that UC Merced will no longer consider SAT or ACT scores for admissions or scholarship purposes through spring 2025. The only reason we will look at your test scores is if you are deficient in any of your A through G requirements and you took the exams to meet those requirements. Other than that, we will no longer be using test scores as a factor when deciding who we are admitting. Some important dates and deadlines. So the application is now open. If you are a senior, it opened up August 1st. You're more than welcome to start working on it now. But you cannot submit until the month of November. So starting November 1st, you're more than welcome to submit your application. So get it done. So once November hits, you can submit it. And then you have until November 30th at 11:59 p.m. to submit that application. It is only one application for all 9 UCs. It is up to you which ones you want to send it to. Just know that each campus you send your application to is $70 per campus. If you receive the fee waiver, which is now determined on the UC application, you receive 4 UCs for free, and any additional after that, you would have to pay $70 out of pocket. And lastly, 90% of our students do receive financial aid at UC Merced. This is the average package that our students receive annually, so about $18,500. To qualify for financial aid, you need to apply to FAFSA, which is opening up next month, October 1st, and you have until March 2nd to submit that. So that is it from me. This is my contact information. That is my email, my number. If you have any questions after today, feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Thanks, Ashley. And Mark, would you take us home?
All right. And good evening again, everyone. I'm Mark Strong, California State University, East Bay. And I'm going to do something a little differently tonight. Instead of showing you my PowerPoint slide, I'm going to share with you our brand new electronic brochure that was just produced today. So I'm going to be going over a few of these points here and see what you think about it. and begin. So again, we are California State University East Bay. We're one of the 23 California State universities, and we're in the Bay Area, about 30 minutes east of San Francisco, about 30 minutes north of San Jose on a good traffic day. And you may be wondering, California State University East Bay, CSU East Bay. Well, what is that? And where is that? Well, again, we're in the Bay Area, but we've been around since 1957. And parents and families, formerly known as Cal State Hayward, we changed the name about 10 to 12 years ago to really reflect the growth of the East Bay region. So now we are known as Cal State East Bay, but we've been around since 1957, so quite a while. All right, and hope you can see that, folks. This is our main electronic brochure. Now, during the pre-COVID days, I would have handed you this by the hundreds, really, or the thousands, depending on the venue and the number of people attending. So we are usually going to a gym, handing out brochures, having conversations, and this is what I would have handed you in person. But for the brochure experience, this is it. And these are all of our majors here. Now we are impacted, but we're not enforcing impaction rules, largely because of COVID. So that means if you have a 2.5 or greater GPA, you're automatically admitted. Automatically admitted to Cal State East Bay, 2.5 or greater GPA. If you're below 2.5, 2.0 to 2.49, you still may be eligible, but we look for other factors, such as first generation college, what you're doing in your senior year of high school, in terms of strength of schedule, etc. Now we have only one impacted major, so that means all of our majors are free and clear, except for nursing. Nursing is the only impacted major, and nursing is heavily impacted throughout the Cal State system. So that means you apply when you're a junior in college after doing your first 2 years of prereqs. Probably our biggest majors, most popular, is business, by far, probably 1/3 major in business. And the reason is Silicon Valley to the south, San Francisco to the east, very robust and dynamic, phenomenal internships. Teacher ed is also popular, kinesiology, biology, art and design, just to name a few. So in terms of admissions, just like my counterpart East Merced, so we have one application portal, Cal State Apply. You can begin applying October 1st through February 15th for East Bay. Other CSUs have varying deadlines, so you check with each CSU campus you're thinking about. If you get a fee waiver, 4 CSUs for free. If you do not receive a fee waiver, each application to your respective CSU choice will be $70. And for admission purposes, A through G, once again, 2.5 or greater GPA, automatically admitted. Test scores, we no longer look for admission purposes. So you don't even consider test scores these days for the next foreseeable few years. And we want you to also know you can begin applying for scholarships in your FAFSA submission beginning October 1st through the priority filing deadline of March 2nd. Very important to submit your FAFSA by March 2nd, 2022. And the reason is that's priority filing for grants. You can still apply for financial aid after March 2nd, but you will lose priority for the grants. All right, and just to conclude, we are going to, there we go, core building. So hot off the presses, soon to be completed is our core building. Heart of the campus, it'll be our new digital library, massive building. It's being built right now. And when I look at it, it takes up so much space. It's like a huge aircraft carrier in the middle of campus. But what I want to say about East Bay, supportive environment, very diverse, 15,000 students on top of a huge hill overlooking the Bay Area. I like to say we're a campus above a city, but when you want to get off the hill, we have a shuttle taking you down the hill to the metro. You can go explore Berkeley, San Francisco, San Jose, just all the different surroundings that we have to offer. And you were thinking about East Bay, in terms of the campus environment, or coming up to the campus environment, it's a 1-hour plane ride from your hometown or a 6-hour drive. Chances are we have so many SoCal students at our campus. When you're living on campus, and by the way, campus overlooks the Bay Area as well, chances are your roommate will also be from Southern California, because what happens in the Bay Area or in California, NorCal students go south and SoCal students come north. So we'd like you to be a part of that journey. And for more information, I look forward to sharing that with you during Q&A. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Mark. And we're actually just 1 minute away from the end of this session. So we do have time maybe for one question, but you are certainly welcome to leave now. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. We hope that we wish you the very best as you approach the college application process ahead. Does anyone want to ask one question? You're welcome to type it in the chat and we will answer it for you. And I just posted the main page in case you need to utilize that link to go back to the main room. All right, well, it doesn't look like we have any questions, so take care, everyone, and thank you again for joining us. Yeah. Coralar, go ahead and ask your question.
This is for Ashley from UC Merced. Ashley? Yes. Is there any way you can put your contact screen back up? I'm at the GLC here and we were trying to get in contact.
Oh, yes, there you go.
Okay. Are you doing any UC application
Workshop?
visits?
Yeah, you can contact me and we can set that up.
Okay, beautiful.
Send me an email.
I will send you an email. Alejandro 4. Okay. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, so for those of you that are newly joining us, welcome. We will get started shortly. I believe the next session starts, yep, it starts in 3 minutes. So hang tight and we will get going at that time. All right, so welcome to those of you that just joined us. My name is Gina Wright, and I am one of the counselors that will be presenting to you this evening. I hope your first session went really well, and we're looking forward to sharing with you a bit about our schools in this session. So before we get started, and as we are still letting people in, we're going to go around the room and just introduce ourselves to you so you know who will be presenting tonight. So Fernando, do you want to go first?
Yeah, thanks, Gina. Hi, everyone. I am admissions counselor Fernando Martinez, and I am representing Washington State University.
Thank you. Ashley?
Hi, everyone. I am a regional admissions advisor in SoCal, and I am with UC Merced.
Awesome. And Mark?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mark Strong, representing the Office of Student Outreach at California State University, East Bay.
Thanks, Mark. And I am Gina Wright with Seton Hall University. So we'll go ahead and get started. Fernando is going to begin with his presentation. So Fernando, floor is yours.
Great. Thanks, Gina. Let me go ahead and share my screen here for everyone. I have a few slides to show. Okay, so I'm here to tell you a little bit about Washington State University, so WSU. My contact information is down here below, so go ahead and write that down. f.martinez@wsu.edu. I'm based in Southern California, so if anyone ever wants to meet up and answer any questions or have a phone call, I'm more than happy to meet with you. So Washington State University, we're located in Pullman, Washington, so that's the east side of the state. We're about an hour and a half from Spokane, Washington, about 7 miles from Idaho, and about 5 hours east of Seattle. So we also have our own airport, not really on campus, about a mile away from campus, but it makes coming in to Washington State really easy. Typically students from California take a plane out to Seattle, and then from Seattle there's a direct flight over to our campus, so it makes our campus really accessible. I'd also like to say that we are Washington's land grant university, and we're also a public 4-year institution. So a little bit more about Pullman is that in the entire city of Pullman, there's about 34,000 students. 20,000 of that entire population is made up of WSU students. So we're a very much a traditional college campus. 20,000 students, 2/3 of all the people that live in Pullman are students from WSU. It makes it so that there's a lot of housing options. We have about 20 residence halls on campus. Most of the students live in the residence halls, and our students are really involved. We have over 200 fields of study, and those are divided into our colleges that we have. So we have 6 colleges. We have the College of Business, College of Communications, College of Agriculture, College of Engineering and Architecture, College of Education. And if you are part of any of those colleges and you have a major in those colleges, you're also welcome to join the Honors College if you would like. So that's a little bit of that. Our students are really involved. About 1 out of every 4 students is involved in Greek life, so fraternities and sororities. We have over 60 cultural-based clubs. We have a really diverse campus. About 30% of our student population are students of color or they're first generation, so they're first in their family to go to college. We also are part of the Pac-12, so very competitive football, very competitive soccer. If you're into sports, we have a team for that if you're interested in that as well. So we have rolling admissions, which means that if you're a senior now, our application is open for you to apply. On average, students that are coming into WSU have a 3.4 GPA from their high schools. And if you do have that 3.4 GPA or higher, you're automatically considered for the WUE, so WUE, that's the Western Undergraduate Exchange, which means that you automatically receive $11,000 a year scholarship. So it makes your out-of-state tuition really close to that of in-state tuition. So another perk. And if you're not in that GPA range, we also offer the Cougar Award, which is a $7,000 per year scholarship. So like I said, applications are open now. If you apply, you would be let know of your status within about 3 weeks after you apply. We don't require SATs or ACTs for you to apply. And we do have a $70 application fee, but there is also a waiver if you would like to try and get that waived for any circumstances. So again, my contact is here, and please reach out if you have any questions for me.
Thank you, Fernando. So I'm going to go next, and I'll go ahead and share my screen for everyone. Again, my name is Gina Wright, and I am the Assistant Director of Admissions for the Southwest at Seton Hall University. We are a medium-sized liberal arts research institution and a Catholic school. We have been open since 1856 and developing students in the mind, heart, and spirit ever since. There are 9 colleges at the institution, which you can see on the right side of this slide. I would say that a lot of students in Southern California tend to find us for not only our wonderful 4-year opportunities, but also our dual degree program opportunities. So we actually have over 32 dual degree opportunities that take students straight through to their master's or doctorate degree with a guaranteed seat on the graduate side, which tends to be a very attractive option these days. It saves you the stress of hoping that you're going to get into that professional degree program that you need in order to move on and practice in your profession. So there are opportunities for dual degrees in every college that you see on the right there, except for nursing. But nursing actually is a direct entry. The program is direct entry, and our students are graduating on time. It is not impacted, and the NCLEX pass rate is 97%. So it's a really wonderful opportunity. Other programs that are really popular for students out here in California tend to be business. We have a really strong sport management program, a 5-year MBA program opportunity where you're getting your undergraduate degree in business and then your MBA just in 1 extra year of school. Also our dual law programs with pathways through our School of Diplomacy, Business, Political Science, Religion, and Social Work. Anything health science related. So we do have dual degrees in physical therapy, athletic training, speech language pathology, physician's assistant, and occupational therapy, and our Join MD program. We are a school that believes in small class sizes. So average class size is 21. You typically won't have a class larger than 35. This makes for really wonderful mentorship opportunities from our professors. You will always have a professor teaching your class. We don't believe that graduate assistants should be teaching classes, and so that doesn't happen at Seton Hall. So you're always going to be learning from the best. And something else that's really wonderful about Seton Hall is our internship program. So actually ranked number 4 in the nation for internships. A lot of our students have 3 to 5 by the time they graduate, and this has helped place Seton Hall in the top 25 for highest paid graduates, and our students' mid-career earnings are about 50% higher than the national average. So why is our internship program so wonderful? Well, we are located 14 miles west of New York City, and the train to New York is just a 10-minute walk down the street, and from there it's 35 minutes straight into the center of Manhattan. So very accessible for very high quality internships. And of course, that easy commute makes it very simple for our students to be able to take advantage of them quite frequently. Our students do also really like to have fun. So we are a Division I school. We are in the Big East Conference. Our sports teams tend to do really, really well. The men's soccer team was in the Elite 8 last year. The men's basketball team tends to always do really well in their conference. And they did actually win the regular season championship in 2020. So very exciting. One really exciting college tradition our students look forward to every year is taking the bus to the Prudential Center where the Nets used to play during basketball season. We get a lot of community support. It's a really good time, and you really feel the school spirit around basketball season, and really high attendance at all of our sporting events. Over 150 clubs and organizations for you to be a part of, 25 intramural and club sports, and about 50% of our students do participate in those activities, and about 25 to 30% of our students participate in Greek life. And of course, you can always hop on the train and head to New York if you want to have fun in the city. These are our deadlines. I always tend to recommend that my students apply by early action 2. If you are applying to our Join MD program, that is the deadline. You have flexibility for our other programs, but if you're interested in moving on to our special scholarships, you'll notice that the deadline is January 15th, which puts it before regular decision 1. We also have a really incredible leadership program and honors program, and those deadlines also are very early, usually early February or mid-February. This is my contact information, so if you have questions, you are absolutely welcome to reach out. I'm happy to chat with you. I am regionally based, so we can certainly set up a meeting in your area or virtually, and you're welcome to scan that QR code if you'd like more information. And with that, I am going to stop sharing my screen and pass things off to Ashley at UC Merced.
Thank you. Share mine. All right, so welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. So a quick overview of UC Merced is that we are the newest and youngest UC campus out of the UC system. There is 9 undergraduate UC campuses, and UC Merced is one of the youngest. And so we opened up in 2005, so we are only 16 years old. We are located in the Central Valley up north, so about 4 hours from where you're at. So it's a good distance to get away. And given that we are the youngest, we are also the smallest in student population. We have about 9,000 students in total, which means we have small class sizes, also about 21 students per professor. So UC Merced really does offer that intimate private school atmosphere, and so you get to really connect with your professors on a one-to-one basis. Also, over 60% of our students do engage in research, so we are one of the UCs with the highest percentage of students attaining research during the undergraduate years, and you can start doing research as early as your freshman year. We also have the highest percentage of first-generation students in the UC system. So 73% of our students are the first in their family to go to college. We also have over 200 clubs and organizations. We do have sports. We are division NAIA, and we have 4 sports under the division, but we also offer club and intramural sports as well. So for our academic experience, we do have 3 schools within the campus. So we have our School of Engineering, our School of Natural Sciences, and our School of Social Sciences, Humanities, and Arts. Our more popular majors are computer science engineering, mechanical engineering, biology, management, business, economics, and psychology. Although they are more popular, none of our majors are impacted at UC Merced. So you're easily able to graduate within the 4 years, get all those courses you need, and also you're easily able to switch majors. If you come in with one major and decide that's not what you want to do, you're more than welcome to switch to a different major as long as it's declared by the end of your sophomore year. So we just expanded our campus. We have actually doubled in size in the past 4 years. This was our 2020 project, which is of course now complete. So everything that you see on the right side is part of the growth of UC Merced. So we've added teaching, research, housing, and student support facilities. So there's a lot more housing available. So if you are a senior, you can be like the second person to live in our new dorms. They're all pretty big, spacious, and they're meant to fit as many people as there is in dorms. So it's a really nice thing about being at a small campus is being able to utilize all of those new facilities. Because of that growth, we do have an 87% acceptance rate. Of course, it is the highest out of all the UCs, but that is just because we have a lot more space to bring in a lot more students. We do have our minimum requirements. So as long as you meet your A through G requirements and you have a 3.0 GPA, you're eligible to apply to a UC. Just so you know, the GPA is calculated only from your 10th and your 11th grade year. So your 9th grade and your 12th grade courses are important because we want to make sure you are meeting those A through G requirements, but your GPA is only taken from those 2 years, so 10th and 11th grade. Some major changes to the admissions policy is that we will no longer be using SAT or ACT score for admissions or scholarship purposes. The only reason we will look at those is if you are deficient in any of your A through G requirements and you are using your test scores to satisfy a requirement. Other than that, we will no longer be using test scores. Just a note for passing credit grading, if your schools did give you pass or credit gradings, we will accept them for your A through G courses only through the terms of winter 2020 through summer 2021. Anything before or after that will not be accepted for pass or credit gradings for A through G courses. Some dates and deadlines. The application is now open if you are a senior and you can start working on it, but you won't be able to submit until the month of November. So starting November 1st, that is when you can start submitting the application, and you have until November 30th at 11:59 to submit the application, and this goes for all the UCs. Please don't wait until the last day. I recommend submitting it ahead of time so that you don't come into any technical difficulties, but that is the deadline. Like I said, it is one UC application for all 9 UCs, but it is up to you which ones you want to send it to. So each campus that you send your application to is $70 per campus, but there is a fee waiver on the UC application. So if you do qualify by entering your household income, you're automatically going to be notified if you qualify for the fee waiver, and 4 UCs will be for free. If you apply to 4 UCs, then the rest will be, you would have to pay $70 out of pocket. And lastly, for financial aid, 90% of our students do receive financial aid at UC Merced. This is the average package. So make sure you do apply to FAFSA, which is now opening on October 1st next month, and the last day to apply is March 2nd. And this is my contact information. If you have any questions after today, feel free to send me an email. Feel free to give me a call or send me a text message if that's easier for you. But I am, down the street from you guys. I don't live too far. So if you have any questions, you want to meet one-on-one, let me know and we can work something out. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Ashley. And Mark, I'm going to pass the floor to you to close things out.
All right. Thank you very much. So, camera. Okay. Uh-oh. My camera does not seem to want to work right now. There we go. Okay. Hello. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh. Can you still hear me though?
We can still hear you. Yeah.
Okay. I have no idea what is going on with the camera. It flashed and then it just stopped working. Okay. I got to get that checked out. Okay. Sharing my screen with you here. Hope you can see that. Please say yes.
We can. Looks great.
All right. Sounds good. Apologies for the technical difficulties there, you guys. So I'm representing Cal State University East Bay. We are located in the San Francisco Bay Area. We're one of 23 CSUs, and we're founded in 1957. In case you're wondering, East Bay, I've never heard of East Bay before. Well, we changed our name about 12 years ago from Cal State Hayward to East Bay. So we're just north of San Jose, about 35 minutes, and east of San Francisco, another 35 minutes. So on very good traffic days, that is. All right, and there we go. So we are known for teacher education, nursing, kinesiology, biology, speech pathology, and I would probably say business. How can I forget business? That's our largest major, and you're going to see why in just a few slides. But in terms of our admission policies, we are an impacted university, meaning space limited, but because of COVID, we're not enforcing those rules. So throughout California, if your GPA is, largely because of COVID again, 2.5 or greater, you'll be automatically admitted with any test score, 2.5 or greater, A-G completion, any test score. And we're waiving the use of test scores for this particular season, largely because of COVID as well. So the pandemic in many ways has changed a lot when it comes to collegiate admissions, and we're implementing some of those rules. Some things are a little bit different, some things remain the same, but for the most part, the big differences are a reduction in GPA eligibility and the use of test scores for admission purposes. Here's a good snapshot of our student body enrollment, just under 16,000 students. We are Division II, so we do offer sports scholarships for women and for men, 20 student teacher ratio, about 2/3 of our students do receive financial aid. Okay. And average class size about 32, and we are about 2/3 first generation. Again, our regional map, San Francisco, the Bay, hence the term East Bay, San Jose to the south, and we're right in the middle. And here's why business is our most popular major. Can't believe I almost forgot about that. And this is why. Some very iconic brand names you guys are extremely familiar with surround our university 15, 20, 30 minutes away. So what does that mean for our students? Phenomenal internships, career track programming from the major to the career through the internship experience. Study abroad. Like many CSU campuses, or all of them, we have a phenomenal student study abroad office helping students map out their short-term study, long-term study. Usually you go during your junior year of college. 2.7 GPA required. Division II athletics, once again, phenomenal teams at East Bay. If you're thinking about playing a sport, you can reach out to me directly, or one of the coaches, just go to our main website, eastbaypioneers.com, eastbaypioneers.com for athletics. Another good snapshot, student clubs, organizations, very robust student life on campus. Student life, student housing, overlooking the bay as well. You see that beautiful bay window? That is several hundred feet above sea level. On a very clear day, you can see 20 miles away to San Francisco. I like to say about our campus, we are in the bay, but above the bay. In the bay, but above the bay. These are all of our majors. We only have one impacted major on campus. And of course, in the CSUs, that usually means nursing. All other majors are free and clear. For those interested in nursing, you still come to our university. You will select pre-nursing as your pathway. Pre-nursing as your pathway. 2 years of prerequisites, do very well. It is competitive, but upon completion of your prereqs and other factors, hopefully you will be admitted. If you're not admitted, you'll be automatically placed in an alternative major. All right, so skipping forward a little bit here, for the sake of time, 2.5 or greater GPA, automatically admitted, as I mentioned. But if you don't have a 2.5, that is okay. Other factors can determine your eligibility, 2.0 to 2.49, other factors such as strength of your senior schedule, first year in college, other factors as well. Test scores, again, temporarily suspended. A through G course pattern, you all know about that. And the money, parent, students. So if you're living in Southern California, probably the middle portion will be your column here. $7,000, just under $7,000 for tuition. That's really the only set price. Everything else is an estimate, except for housing. Okay. That is your student budget per year. So when you apply for financial aid, your financial aid budget reflects the student budget right there. You can begin applying October 1 through March 2nd, DREAM Act or the FAFSA submission. Very, very important to meet the March 2nd deadline. Financial aid scholarships. Also, when you apply for financial aid, you can begin looking for scholarships and submitting and creating your profile based on your eligibility for scholarships, academic, need-based, other factors. You may find yourself qualifying for very generous scholarships. And any questions, please feel free to send me an email, mark.strong@chseastbay.edu. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. And we are at our time. So if you all have questions for us, you are certainly welcome to email us. Perhaps all of our reps, if you haven't done it already, can drop their information in the chat. You have another session starting in 3 minutes. So we wish you the very best in your college search. And we look forward to getting to know you later in the season. Take care. If you are joining us for session 3, just sit tight. We're going to give it another 2 or 3 minutes just to let everyone transition, and we'll get started about 7:05. All right. Hello again, everyone. My name is Gina Wright. I am the Assistant Director of Admissions for the Southwest at Seton Hall University. I'm one of your presenters this evening, and we're all going to just take a moment here and introduce ourselves so you know who's speaking tonight. So, Fernando, do you want to get us started?
Thanks, Gina. Hi, everyone. My name is Fernando Martinez. I am an admissions counselor, and I'm representing Washington State University.
Thank you. Ashley?
Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley Alejandre, and I am with UC Merced as a regional admissions advisor.
Amazing. And Mark?
Hello, everyone. I'm Mark Strong from Cal State East Bay.
Wonderful. All right. So, Fernando's going to get us started. Feel free to drop questions in the chat if you have them, and we'd be happy to answer them throughout the presentations. Fernando?
Yeah, thanks, Gina. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here with everyone. I have some slides to show. So play from the beginning. So here to tell you a little bit more about Washington State University. Like I said, my name is Fernando Martinez. My email is f.martinez@wsu.edu. So feel free to write that down. I'll also put it back on at the end if you have any questions or would like to follow up with me later on. I am based in California. So I am in Southern California. I live near Irvine. I live in Santa Ana. So if you ever want to meet up and kind of further discuss Washington State University and talk about kind of the experience that you would have at our institution, I'm more than happy to do that. So feel free to reach out to me with any questions. So Washington State University, we're located in Pullman, Washington. So that's on the east side of Washington. We're about an hour away from Spokane, about 7 miles away from Idaho, and we're about a 5-hour drive from Seattle. We also have an airport about a mile away from our campus. So what students typically do from California is that they fly into Seattle and then take a 1-hour flight from Seattle, and then they land in Pullman, Washington, and then just drive to campus about 1 mile away from the airport. So really accessible for students out of state. And then fun fact about me is that in my previous role, I used to be a hall director in Pullman, Washington, for one of the residence halls. So I lived in Pullman for about 2 years. So if anyone has any questions about what living in Pullman is like, or transitioning from California to Washington, I'm more than happy to talk to you about that as well. So the city of Pullman has about 34,000 people living in Pullman, and the size of Washington State student body is about 20,000 students. So we're a very traditional live on campus. About 2/3 of the entire population in Pullman is made up of students that attend WSU. We have 6 colleges at WSU. So that includes the business college, that includes communications, that includes arts and sciences, that includes art, agriculture, engineering and architecture, education, and then we also have the honors college. Any student that enters any of the other colleges that I just described can also enroll in the honors college. And if you'd like to learn a little bit more about the honors college and what are the benefits to that, happy to chat about that with you as well. We're a Tier 1 research university, and we're also part of the Pac-12, so a Division I sports. We have a big football team, we have a big soccer team. Essentially, most sports that you might be thinking about, we have that, and we're really competitive. We're part of the Pac-12, like I said, so our football team and other sports play against big schools such as Berkeley and USC and CU Boulder, etc. We're also a really involved campus, so we have over 400 student clubs and organizations. About 1/4 of our students are involved in Greek life, and we have over 60 culturally based clubs on campus as well. So if you're looking for that out-of-state experience, WSU might be the place for you. We are rolling admissions. So what that means is that our admissions application is currently open. It opened on August 15th, so it's open now. And if you're a senior and you apply now, for example, like tomorrow or the day after, we would get back to you with a decision within about 3 weeks. So we don't wait until April like some schools do. We kind of give you a decision right away, which is nice, so you can start planning. And we're also part of the WUE, so that's the WUE, that's the Western Undergraduate Exchange. So if you have a 3.4 cumulative GPA from high school or higher, you automatically receive an $11,000 a year scholarship every year until you graduate. So just for comparison's sake, an in-state student would pay about $15,000 a year, or sorry, $10,000 a year for in-state tuition. You being out of state, and if you qualify for the WUI, you're paying $15,000 a year. So it's a very significant scholarship. And so if you have any other questions, here is my contact information. I would love to chat more about this with you.
Thank you, Fernando. So I'm going to pull up my screen next and chat with you all about Seton Hall University. So Seton Hall University is located 14 miles west of New York City in the wonderful state of New Jersey. We are in the suburbs and we are a quaint college town. We were founded in 1856 and we have been developing students in the mind, heart, and spirit ever since. We have about 6,200 undergraduate students on our main campus, and the average class size is 21. Something I love about Seton Hall is that our class sizes remain small throughout your experience with us, and the professors are always going to be teaching your classes. So we really believe you should be learning from the best and getting those mentorship opportunities and having all of your questions answered. And our professors really want to take the time to get to know you in and outside of the classroom. So that's certainly something you can look forward to as a Seton Hall student. We have 9 colleges at the school. You can see those on the right side of the slide. Students from California tend to find us for our dual degree programs in addition to all of our wonderful 4-year undergraduate programs. Dual degree programs are opportunities for you to have to be admitted to a graduate program when you apply as a freshman for your undergraduate program. Oftentimes they are condensed and shortened. They are with Seton Hall. So we have several options throughout the different colleges, including our 3+3 law opportunities. You have pathways through our School of Business, Diplomacy, Political Science, Religion, and Social Work. We also have a fantastic Join MD program. That seat is not guaranteed, but you are guaranteed an interview and placed at the top of the list for residency matching in the end, which is really nice. We have a wonderful 5-year MBA program, and students can major in any of the major offerings at the undergraduate level through the School of Business. I'm happy to chat with you about those in the chat if you have questions about what those opportunities look like. And several health science options, so athletic training, speech language pathology, occupational therapy, physician's assistant, just to name a few. We also have a non-impacted nursing college. All of our students are graduating on time. It is direct entry. The NCLEX pass rate is 97%, so definitely a really strong opportunity for students interested in nursing. We are ranked number 4 in the nation for our internship offerings. So a lot of our students have 3 to 5 by the time they graduate, and this has helped place Seton Hall in the top 25 for highest paid grads, and our students' mid-career earnings are about 50% higher than the national average. So the reason for this is the train to New York is just a 10-minute walk down the street, and you're dropped off in Madison Square Garden in 35 minutes. So for students that are looking for those really high caliber opportunities, we certainly have built a strong network in New York City and in the surrounding area in New Jersey where we are. So this is something you can take advantage of throughout your college experience and as early as your freshman year. We also have opportunities for you to begin research as early as your freshman year. So that's something that's encouraged. You are not competing, trying to get into a research lab your freshman year. We will pair you, every single one of you, with a career advisor that knows exactly what's going on our campus and can get you into those opportunities regardless of your major. So definitely something that we value. We want you building your resume early on, and that's something that we provide to you as a Seton Hall student. Last thing I'd like to mention is that we like to have fun at Seton Hall. We are a Division I school, so we definitely rally around our sports and big school spirit. Our men's basketball team won their regular season championship back in 2020. The men's soccer team were in the Elite 8 last year. So definitely our athletes are performing at a high level. Over 150 clubs and organizations to be involved with. 25 to 30% of our students participate in Greek life, and 50% of our students participate in club and intramural sports. So definitely we're an active group. We have Eagle Rock Preserve, which is just 10 minutes away, where you can go hiking, boating, definitely lots to do there. There's concerts there. We bring in lots of activities for you through the Student Activities Board. So we have a recording artist every year. Last year, Jason Derulo gave our students a private concert on Zoom. So definitely they were still finding fun things for our students to do, even in light of COVID. There are trivia nights and game nights and tons of other things happening all year round. These are our deadlines. If you want to snap a photo, I definitely recommend by early action 2 at the latest, so you can can move on to our special scholarships as well as our honors program and leadership applications if you are interested in those programs. This is my contact information, and you're welcome to scan that QR code if you want to stay in touch with me. And that's it. So I will pass things on to Ashley, who's going to talk to you about UC Merced.
Awesome. Is my screen sharing?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, everyone. My name's Ashley. So a quick overview of UC Merced is that we are the newest and youngest UC campus. We opened up in 2005, so we're only 16 years old. We are located in the Central Valley, so we're about 4 hours away from where you're located. And given that we are the youngest and newest UC campus, we're also the smallest in student population. We have about 9,000 students in total. So that really is nice because you get that one-on-one with your professors, and you have those small class sizes, which is about 21 students. We also, over 60% of our students do engage in research. So we are one of the UCs with the highest percentage of students attaining research during their undergraduate years. We also have the highest percentage of first-generation students in the UC system. So 73% of our student population is the first in their family to go to college. Something very unique to our campus is that we are close to Yosemite. So because of our close proximity, we have some very unique partnerships with Yosemite National Park that you wouldn't be able to get at any other UC. If you want to learn more about those, you can find information on our website. We also have over 200 clubs and organizations, so plenty of things for you to get involved with. We host over 700 events throughout the school year. One of my favorites is our Capsterical. So we bring out some pretty big comedians out to our campus. Like this past year, we had Tiffany Haddish, we've had Ken Jeong, we've had Pete Davidson. So some pretty big comedians that have come out to our campus to host Capsterical. So for our academics, we do have 3 schools. We have our School of Engineering, our School of Natural Sciences, and our School of Social Sciences, Humanities, and Arts. None of our majors are impacted at UC Merced, which is a nice thing because you're easily able to get all the courses you need to graduate within the 4 years. You are also easily able to switch between majors. So if you come in as one major and you take some courses and realize, this is not what I want to do, let me try something else, you're more than welcome to switch your major as long as you declare it by the end of your sophomore year. You're also more than welcome to come in as undeclared, whether it's undeclared in general or undeclared to a specific school. That is also an option. So our school just finished expanding. This was our 2020 project. It was a 4-year project which added teaching, research, housing, and student support facilities. So everything that you see here on the right side is brand new. Parts of it opened up in phases. Starting in 2017 was when the first phase opened. But other than that, it's been completed since last fall. But since no one was on campus, all of our students that entered this semester were the first ones to be able to utilize all of those new buildings. And because of this growth, we do have an 87% acceptance rate. So that is pretty high compared to any other UC, but it is because we have a lot more space to bring in a lot more students. So that is why our acceptance rate is up there. Also, these are minimum requirements for all UCs. So you do have to meet the A through G requirements. You do have to have a minimum of a 3.0 GPA to apply. Just so you know that GPA is only calculated from your 10th and your 11th grade year. Your 9th and 12th grade courses are not calculated into your GPA, but they are still important because we want to make sure that you are passing and meeting all of your A through G requirements, but your GPA is only from those 2 years. Some changes to our admissions policies is that we will no longer be considering SAT or ACT scores for admissions or scholarship purposes. So it is no longer part of our admissions process in deciding who gets admitted. The only reason we will look at your test scores is if you are deficient in any of our A through G requirements and you are using your test scores to meet one of those requirements, then in that case, we will look at your test scores. But if not, then they are not considered at all. Some dates and deadlines. So August 1st, that is when the UC application opens. If you are a senior, it is now open. You're more than welcome to start working on it, but you can't submit it until the month of November. So beginning November 1st is when you can start submitting the application, and you have until November 30th at 11:59 p.m. to submit the application. It does not matter if you submit it in the beginning of the month. You're not going to have, you don't benefit if you submit in the beginning compared to the end. It's all the same, but of course we recommend submitting it earlier on before the deadline so that no last minute things happen. Technical difficulties always happen on November 30th. There is only one application for the whole UC system, but each campus you send the application to is $70 per campus. So just know that when you are picking which UCs you want to send it to. If you do receive the fee waiver, which is now on the UC application, which you will know right away if you qualify for the fee waiver or not, you will get 4 UCs for free if you do. Any additional after the 4, you would have to pay the $70 out of pocket. If you don't get the fee waiver, you can always request one from the College Board and use that one as instead. And lastly, for financial aid, 90% of our students do receive financial aid at UC Merced. The average package that our students receive is about $18,500, which is pretty nice, covers a lot. To qualify for financial aid, you do have to apply for FAFSA. That opens up October 1st, and the last day to apply for FAFSA is March 2nd. This is also important to do because if you want to qualify for any institutional scholarships, that will also be taken into consideration based on your FAFSA application as well. And if you have any questions for me after today, you're more than welcome to send me an email, give me a call, text me, whatever is easier for you. We can also always set up one-on-one appointments with each other as well. I do offer some virtual ones. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm here to help you with any questions you may have. Thank you, and I will pass it over to Mark.
All right, thank you very much, Ashley. And there we go. Sharing my screen with everybody. Okay. All right, so we are California State University, East Bay. We are 30 minutes east of San Francisco, about 30 minutes north of San Jose, the largest city in the Bay Area. Quiet as it's kept, it is not San Francisco. It is actually San Jose. All right, and on good traffic days, we're 30 minutes from both locations. We're a very diverse campus, about just under 16,000 students. Of course, with COVID, we lost a few students, but getting them back as people trying to figure out this online education environment. But we're 40% on-ground campus now, about 60% online. Next semester, we expect that to be the reverse. And by next fall, probably 80 to 90% on-ground. Hopefully there are more crazy COVID variants. So wait and see mode on that. But we are anticipating certainly to be back about 80 to 90% on-ground by next fall, 2022. All right, so the main campus is Hayward. Hayward is our main campus located in the city of Hayward, and we are a city above the bay. I like to say a city campus in the hills overlooking the bay. I mean, very clear skies you can see across the bay to San Francisco. And there's San Jose to the south, Oakland and Berkeley to the north. And you may have heard of a phenomenal school called Berkeley. We're about 20 minutes away from UC Berkeley. The Oakland A's play right over there. Used to be the Raiders and the Warriors, but of course, unfortunately, they have moved, but we still have the A's. And there is San Francisco. Concord is another campus, a smaller campus located in the East Bay region of Concord, Contra Costa County right over there. But Hayward is the main campus, founded in 1957, right in the middle of the Bay. And what do we have in the Bay Area in terms of sports? Well, a lot, like you guys down there in Southern California. Of course, that used to say the Raiders are on there, but they have moved to a city that will not be named. The Warriors, still in the Bay Area, but they moved across the Bay to San Francisco. But at least we can still say they're stone's throw away or metro right away. All right. Opportunities, phenomenal labs on campus, biomedical certification. If a student chooses to select biology biomedical lab upon graduation, they will receive certification as a California lab scientist with only a bachelor's degree. Only a bachelor's degree in biomedical lab sciences. Through our biology major, you'll be certified, no master's required, no PhD, just pass a licensing exam offered by the state of California, certified California lab scientist. And of course, what is the Bay Area known for? Why do 30% of our students major in business? Well, this is why. These phenomenal companies you guys are very familiar with. Most of them are no more than 30 to 40 minutes away, some even closer than that. And many are our largest employers. Student life, very robust. Greek Casino campus, fraternity, sororities, community service, really dynamic student leadership opportunities, student government, paid jobs, student ambassadors, showing families and students around campus a paid position. So if you like to engage the public, you can be a tour ambassador and receive a paycheck. Concerts, comedy shows, you name it. Look, Al Fresco, which is our welcome back week for our students, usually in August. And these are just some snapshots of previous and recent Al Frescos. Pre-COVID. Student services, very robust student programs and services for serving our students academically, socially. Okay, skipping some of these trivia questions here, but just to let you know, we do offer one of the CSU's industrial engineering majors, one of only 4 CSUs, have the largest nursing program in the Bay Area, 128 students admitted every single year. Very competitive, but it does not mean impossible. Okay. These are all of our majors, no impacted majors except for nursing. And that just means students, you apply when you're a junior in college after doing prerequisites freshman year and sophomore year of college. Once again, nursing right there, but no worries. You do not have to worry about it until you're a junior in college, just 2 years of prereqs. Okay, skipping transfer programs. All right, study abroad, very robust, dedicated office team, counselors helping you map it all out. Student life, housing, okay. Phenomenal housing overlooking the Bay Area as well. People pay $1 million for certain views. You guys pay a lot less than that. Freshman admission, okay. High school graduate, 2.5 or greater GPA, automatically admitted. It used to be 3.0. COVID changed some of those rules. Now it's 2.5. Test scores temporarily suspended. Okay. Skipping for sake of time, A through Gs. Complete those, have a robust, strong senior year. Okay. Fall deadlines. You can begin applying 10/1, October 1st through, really changed today, as a matter of fact, through February 15th for East Bay and several other CSUs. For your specific CSU campus and their admission deadline, you want to look at that specific admission website. Some of us are a little bit different. Some of us are early. Some of us are going to be in December. Others will be a little bit later, like East Bay, February 15th, October 1st to February 15th. FAFSA, submit October 1st, beginning through March 2nd, very important for priority filing deadline. DREAM Act as well. Student budget, tuition, okay, first row there, just under $7,000, student housing, okay. General cost, it's part-time rate, full-time rate, you guys would be the full-time rate, $3,497 there, and 50 cents. Financial aid and scholarships, you can begin looking for those right away, or as soon as you apply. You can look now, but you really cannot act on them until you submit your application. Okay, set up your Pioneer portal for scholarships, and based on your portal information, your profile, scholarships will be directed your way. And apply right there, October 1st, again, changed recently, today, February 15th now. All right, and you can visit us. We are doing individual tour visits now, face-to-face, no longer virtual. Unless you want to do a virtual, you can still do that. But if you want to visit us, you can certainly do that in person. Just reach out to our tours office and we'll help you set it on up. Thank you guys very much. Have a good rest of the week.
Thanks, Mark. And thank you all. You have about a minute to transition to this next one. So take care and best wishes as you approach the application season ahead. All right, so I just messaged everyone. We are slowly but surely creeping towards like 6-7 minutes each. So I just want to make sure for this last one the kids can get out on time. So yeah, try to hit that 4-minute mark if possible. Each of us, yeah, can work together.
There's only 4 of us.
Right.
Wasn't it like 6 originally?
It was, yeah, I know. It was very confusing. But the gal that asked me to host for her before she popped out just said, oh, well, you were here, Fernando, but she was just saying it was going to need to be 3. But then since there's 4 of us, like you said, yeah, I don't know how it would have been 2 to 3 with 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been very, very fast.
Slide and that's it.
Yeah. It would have been crazy. But Paul, did you have a question for us? Okay, it's not. Well, Paul and Ava, welcome. I suppose we could go ahead and get started. We're about 1 minute after our start time. So my name is Gina Wright. I am the Assistant Director of Admissions for the Southwest at Seton Hall University. And we'll just go ahead and go around the room and introduce ourselves to each of you. Ava, so whoever wants to go first.
Hi everyone, my name's Ashley. I am an admissions advisor for UC Merced.
Hey everyone, I'm Fernando Martinez. I'm an admissions counselor for Washington State University.
Good evening, Ava. I'm Mark Strong from Cal State University, East Bay.
All right, so we will go ahead and get started. And Fernando, did you want to start, bro?
Yeah, I'll get started. All right, I'm gonna share my screen with everyone so people can see my slides. So I'll keep this kind of short, just in the sake of time, and so that you can follow up with me too, in case you have any questions. So my name is Fernando. My contact information is down here below. It's f.martinez@wsu.edu, and I'm here to tell you a little bit more about Washington State University. So we are located in Pullman, Washington. We're on the east side of the state. We're about 5-hour drive from Seattle and about an hour away from Spokane, about 7 miles north of Idaho. So that's a little bit about where we're located. Californians and students that come visit us, they typically take a plane ride into Seattle, and then from Seattle, you catch another plane for about 1 hour, and then you land in Pullman, and the airport is about 1 mile away from our campus. So really accessible for students and people that want to come visit us. So let me switch here to the next slide here. Okay, so Pullman facts. So we have a population in Pullman that includes students and residents, just regular residents, of 34,000 people. So 20,000 of those 34,000 people are WSU students. So 2/3 of the entire population in Pullman are the WSU students. So it makes for a very traditional college experience. A lot of students live on campus. We have 20 residence halls on campus where our students live. And for academics, we have 6 colleges. We have the College of Business, College of Communications, College of Agriculture, College of Engineering, and Architecture. So if you're interested in architecture, we have a 5-year master's program for that. We have education, and whatever of those colleges you join, they each have their majors. You can also join the Honors College as well. And I'm happy to tell you a little bit more about what that means and what are the benefits. We are a Tier 1 research university, and also a Division I athletics, such as football, for example. We're really known for our participation in the Pac-12. So we play against big schools like Berkeley, USC, CU Boulder, etc. Our students are also really involved on campus. About 1 out of 4 students are involved in Greek life, 400 student clubs and organizations. So if you're an out-of-state student, you can apply now if you would like. We have rolling admissions. So what that means is that if you apply tomorrow, let's say, We would get back to you within 3 weeks and let you know if you have been admitted or not into WSU. So we let you know right away and really quickly so that you can start planning for what your fall 2022 is going to look like if you are a senior this year. And if you have a 3.4 cumulative high school GPA or higher, you would automatically qualify for the WUI. So that's the Western Undergraduate Exchange Program. So that means that you get a guaranteed $11,000 a year scholarship, renewable up to 4 years, which is going to bring your tuition down a lot. So for example, an in-state student from Washington would pay $10,000 a year for tuition. You would pay $15,000 a year for tuition. That's a great price for being out of state. And if you don't qualify for that scholarship, then you can also apply for the Cougar Award. You can't get both, you would get one or the other. And this year we're not taking ACTs or SATs, so we're only looking at your GPA and your high school transcript. So yeah, any questions, or if you want to chat more, here is my contact information, or let's chat at the end of this presentation.
Thanks, Fernando. So I'm going to go ahead and go next. I'm going to share my screen. As I mentioned earlier, my name is Gina Wright, and I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions for the Southwest at Seton Hall University. We are one of the country's leading Catholic universities, and we've been developing students in the mind, heart, and spirit since 1856. We are located in the quaint town of South Orange, New Jersey, just 14 miles west of New York City. What's really wonderful about our location is that we're able to provide our students with some really incredible internship opportunities, which I'll share with you in a little bit. But the university is made up of 9 colleges. You can see a full list on the right side of this slide. We are also pretty well known for our dual degree program. So these are opportunities for our students to secure a seat in a graduate degree program, whether that be a master's or a doctorate degree, when they apply as a freshman. So we have 5 dual law pathways with an undergraduate major of business, diplomacy, political science, religion, or social work. We have a joint MD program. That seat is not guaranteed in medical school, but you are guaranteed an interview, and you're bumped to the top of the list for residency matching at the end. So that's pretty cool. We also have 5 health science options for students interested in physical therapy, physician's assistant, athletic training, speech language pathology, and occupational therapy, and a pretty popular 5-year MBA program that gets you your MBA in just 1 extra year of school. So just to name a few, we also have a non-impacted nursing program. It is direct entry. NCLEX pass rate is 97%, and our students often have job offers before they leave our doors. So very wonderful option in health sciences. Average class size is 21. You will always have a professor teaching your class. We don't believe graduate assistants should be doing that. So it will always be the professor. Ample opportunities for tutoring on our campus. We even have in-dorm tutoring if you are taking a pretty full load on any semester, or you're really involved in outside activities and can't make the traditional tutoring times in our Center for Academic Success. So definitely a lot of support to keep you going. As I mentioned earlier, we are ranked number 4 in the nation for our internship programs. A lot of our students have 3 to 5 by the time they graduate, and this has helped place Seton Hall in the top 25 for highest paid grads, and our students' mid-career earnings are about 50% higher than the national average. You can see just a few on the right side of that slide there. We actually have over 17,000 connections, and as you can imagine, being right there next to New York, it's a 10-minute walk down the street to the train, and in just 35 minutes, you're actually right there in Madison Square Garden. So if you're looking to go into business, you have Wall Street, that's just a 10-minute train ride from there. You can go to Broadway if you're interested in the arts. Definitely lots of wonderful broadcast journalism opportunities. I know I didn't mention that. That's also a very strong major at the school, and in every other field as well. Plenty of opportunities for you to get involved with. We have over 150 clubs and organizations on our campus. The average student is involved in 2 or more. We have 14 Division I sports. Our athletic teams tend to do very well. The men's basketball team actually won the regular season championship in 2020, and our men's soccer team got to the Elite 8 last year as well. So if you like to spectate, definitely a really fun experience. During basketball season, we actually bus our students to the Prudential Center where the Nets used to play, and they fill up the supporter section. It's a really fun time. About 50% of our students participate in club and intramural sports, and about 25 to 30% of our students participate participate in Greek life. If you're an outdoorsy person, we have the Eagle Rock Reservation, which is very close by, just about a 10-minute drive with tons of hiking trails, boating. They have carnivals and festivals there as well. And speaking of carnivals and festivals, we do bring tons of activities to our students on campus. We always have a major recording artist that comes. Last year we had Jason Derulo, who gave a private concert to our students because we wanted to continue on with our tradition. We are ranked #1 for holiday events, so you definitely won't be bored on our campus or outside of our doors. These are our deadlines. For the sake of time, I won't talk to you too much about them, but I would recommend applying by early action 2 at the latest, so you can move on to our special scholarship deadline, which is January 15th. If you have questions about any of those things, you're welcome to message me in the chat. This is my information. Feel free to send me an email. You can also scan that QR code if you would like to check in for today's fair. And I look forward to getting to know you. Thanks. And next we'll have Ashley with UC Merced.
Thank you. All right, so my name's Ashley. I am the Regional Admissions Advisor for UC Merced. So a quick overview of UC Merced is that we're the newest and youngest UC campus. We are located up in the Central Valley. So we're about 4-hour drive from Walnut area. Also, given that we are the youngest university, we are the smallest as well in student population. So in total, we have about 9,000 students, both undergrad and grad students. Also, because of that small population, we have small class sizes, so about 21 students in a class, and lots of opportunities for you to meet with your professor on a one-to-one basis. We also we have over 60% of our students do engage in research, so we are one of the UCs with the highest percentage of students attaining research during their undergrad years, and you can start doing research as early as your freshman year. We also have the highest percentage of first-generation students in the UC system. So 73% of our students are the first in their family to go to college. We have plenty of things for you to get involved with. We have over 200 clubs and organizations. We host over 700 events throughout the school year. So there's always something going on campus, and plenty for you to do while at your time at UC Merced. We do have 3 schools within the university. So we have our School of Engineering, our School of Natural Sciences, and our School of Social Sciences, Humanities, and Arts. The nice thing about our campus is that none of our majors are impacted, so you're easily able to get all the courses you need to graduate within the 4 years, or you're easily able to switch between majors. If you come in with one major and you want to change your major, you can definitely do that as long as you declare a major by the end of your sophomore year. This past year, so in 2020, we finished our 2020 project, which expanded our campus pretty much doubled the size of the campus. So everything that you see on the right side is brand new to our campus. We added teaching, research, housing, and student support facilities. So it's pretty nice because our students who came in this year were the first ones to use it since no one was on campus for the past year. Because of that growth, we do have an 87% acceptance rate. So we do accept a lot of our applicants that apply just because we have space to bring in more students. These are the minimum requirements to apply to a UC. So as long as you meet those A through G requirements and you have a minimum 3.0 GPA, then you are eligible to apply. Just know that that GPA is only calculating your 10th and your 11th grade year. Some changes to our admissions policies is that we will no longer be using SATs or ACT scores for admissions processes. So those will not be taken into consideration. They will not be part of the selection process. We will only use your test scores if you are using them to satisfy an A through G requirement. Other than that, we will not be looking at them. These are some dates and deadlines for the application. So the application is now open. If you are a senior, you are more than welcome to start working on your UC application, but you can't submit until the month of November. So starting November 1st is when you can start submitting, and you have until November 30th at 11:59 p.m. So it is only one UC application for the whole system, but each campus that you send your application to is $70 per campus. If you do receive the fee waiver, which is now on the UC application, you will automatically be notified if you do qualify for the fee waiver. You will get 4 UCs for free. Any addition after that would be $70 per campus. And lastly, for financial aid, about 90% of our students at UC Merced do receive financial aid. It actually just increased over the past year. And so the average package that our students receive is about $18,500 a year. To qualify for financial aid, you do need to apply to FAFSA, which is opening up October 1st, and you have until March 2nd to submit it. Again, if you also want to qualify for any of our institutional scholarships, it is important that you do apply to FAFSA regardless. And so that is it from me. This is my contact information. That is my email, my number. Also, if you want to schedule a one-on-one virtual appointment with me, I also have those available. So send me an email and I will send you my Calendly link. And now I'll pass it over to Mark to end the session. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ashley. And hello, everyone. I am Mark Strong, representing California State University East Bay. We are one of 23 CSUs in the state. We're located in the Bay Area, about 30 minutes east of San Francisco, 30 minutes north of San Jose. We are impacted, but that means space limited. For those who don't know what impaction means in the CSU system, that means space limited, usually looking for higher grades, higher test scores when we're accepting them. Test scores have been temporarily suspended now, so 2.5 or greater GPA automatically admitted for all California residents, 2.5 or greater GPA automatically admitted to all CSUs, meaning specifically those that are not impacted. Okay, but we're not enforcing impact rules, as I mentioned. I'm gonna put my information in the chat room, but for sake of time, what I wanna do is show you a quick 2-minute, 55-second video, get back, if there's some questions, we can go from there, okay? Sake of time, we only have 4 minutes, here we go. And I hope you accept my flexibility and modification of my presentation here.
Good morning, East Bay. This is it. This is the day. This is where I come from. And this is my community. This is my family. These are my people. This is my university. And this is our day.
This is where I made friends I'll never forget. This is where I made a suitcase packed with energy. This is where I made the grade. This is where I made the team. This is where I made mistakes and found out it's okay.
This is where I made something of myself, where I found myself, found my calling, found my confidence.
This is where I found my phone after I thought it was lost. Whew, that was scary.
This is where I play with lasers. This is where I play with numbers. Play it cool. Play catch, or just play. This is where I learned to live on my own. I don't miss mom.
This is where I learned about art, about how to dream,
About leadership, about social media,
About feeding hungry students.
私はここで日本語を学んだ。
This is where I learned to run a stock portfolio.
This is where I learned how much more I have to learn.
This is where I started a business. This is where I started a movement. This is where I started an experiment, and it's still going on.
This is where I start building my future. This is where I become a nurse,
A teacher,
an engineer,
an entrepreneur,
a change agent.
a pioneer. This is where I became who I am today. This is the new me. This is where I start rising. This is where I can always come back and feel welcome. This is the day I graduate. But this is not where my story ends. This is where it begins.
All right. That was a brochure, you guys. Hope you liked it. And that concludes my presentation. But as I mentioned, you want to begin applying for the CSUs October 1 through February 15th for several CSUs. Other CSUs, look at their admission websites for those specific dates. A few of us are different. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. And thank you all for being here. It was really lovely speaking to you. We hope you had a wonderful fair. Our information is in the chat, so feel free to reach out to us with follow-up questions. It looks like we have 2 minutes, so if anyone has a question that they want to ask, feel free to use the raise hand feature or type it in the chat. Right. Well, I don't see any questions, so I think we'll call it a minute early here. Have a really, really wonderful rest of your evening. And again, oh wait, we do have one question from Ava. Are there any guided tours on campus? So show of hands, are you doing in-person tours right now? Yeah?
I'm sorry, I don't know how to raise my, I thought we were looking at the.
Yes. So we're all offering tours. Maybe everyone could drop their visiting link in the chat for Ava. Anyone else have a question before we close out? Yeah, absolutely, Ava, no problem. All right, well, you're welcome to stick around to capture all those visiting links. And if not, have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Oh, you're so welcome. Yeah, thank you, Giovanna. Thanks for stopping in. Take care.
Gina, phenomenal job at moderation there.
The gal was like, so you want to be the host? Great, I gotta go. All right, sounds good. She's very sweet. But
it seemed like you were organizing the whole thing from the start.
Thank you. It must have been all those acting 101 classes I had in college.
I believe it.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, it's really lovely to meet you all.
Take care.
Yeah, take care.
Hopefully we'll see each other again.
Yeah, I hope so. Okay.
Be safe, everybody. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.